Part 4. The Sieges of Jerusalem. Following the Babylonian victory at Carchemish, Nebuchadnezzar began to consolidate his power and build his empire. He came to Jerusalem to repay the Jewish people for backing Egypt. The punishment was the capture of the king's court. Nebuchadnezzar deposed the sitting king and installed his own vassal. Before leaving, the king took hostages from the princes of the court to force allegiance. The Babylonian ruler wanted only the very best for his court. Young men from the nobility of Judah, the most highly educated, best and brightest to be trained in the court of Babylon. Among the captives were 4 young men whose names would become legendary: Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. While Daniel served in captivity in Babylon, the king in Jerusalem was letting his pride get the best of him. Following a stalemate and unsuccessful battle with Egypt, the Jewish king decided to back the pharaoh and stopped paying tribute to Babylon. The prophet Jeremiah warned against this action, but the king refused to listen. Instead, he chose pride and rebellion. Nebuchadnezzar's answer to the slight would be swift. In 597 BC, the Babylonian army besieged Jerusalem again. The defenses didn't hold, and Jehoiakim would pay for the insolence with his life. His throne would pass to his son Jehoiachin, who chose a different path than his late father. Within 3 months, Jehoiachin surrendered the city and subjugated himself. Babylonian forces plundered the city again, resulting in a second deportation, larger than the first. Jehoiachin, his mother, his court officials, the leading men of Jerusalem, the military commanders, the craftsmen and artisans were carried away to Babylon. The temple treasury was also raided. The golden vessels, fashioned centuries earlier, were torn from the house of the Lord and carried east. Among those taken into captivity was a young priest named Ezekiel. He would never see Jerusalem again. But seated by the river Chebar in the heart of Babylon, far from the temple he had trained to serve, God opened the heavens and spoke to him in visions that would shake the ancient world. The man taken from Jerusalem in chains would become one of the most extraordinary prophets in all of Scripture, and the messages God gave him on the banks of a Babylonian river would speak directly to the fate of the city he had left behind. Jerusalem had now been humbled twice. Its king was a Babylonian prisoner. Its treasury was empty. Its finest minds and strongest leaders were gone. Jehoiachin's uncle, Zedekiah, was elevated to the throne to serve as a puppet king at the behest of Babylon. Nebuchadnezzar withdrew his forces again, confident that this time the kingdom of Judah had finally learned its lesson. But Jerusalem had learned nothing. End of Part 4.